Sure, thanks, Jim. Again, thanks for inviting me, and congratulations on celebrating your 100th program.
Thank you very much.
As NOAA Chief Information Officer, I have another title, it's Director of High Performance Computing and Communications. And I'd like to focus and talk a little bit about high performance computing.
Sure.
It's something we don't talk a lot about in these events. But we have two basic flavors of supercomputing in NOAA. Operational supercomputers that generate about 15 million products a day to give you your weather forecast. And we have research and development supercomputers that basically push science. So they're improving the models that will eventually transition over to operational forecasts, weather, climate, et cetera. And when I came to NOAA in 2007, we had an extreme shortage of computing on the research and development side. And so what we've been able to do over a number of years, and it really all culminated last year, was to lay out a strategic plan, a strategy for how to improve and where we wanted to take and how we wanted to transform our research and development supercomputing. We laid out a one NOAA supercomputing strategy in 2008. And this really, what we wanted to do is evolve it from lab-centric small computers in each of the labs, each of the centers, to remote computing, shared computing, and holistic contracting approach.
Wow.
So just jumping to the chase, in 2013, we ended up with a 20x increase in supercomputing on the research and development side for NOAA researchers and scientists. And in 2013, it marked the first time in the history of NOAA that all of our business units were able to actually use supercomputing on the science side of things.
Wow, that is
so
quite
it is great. And there's still a lot of demand for supercomputing, but we've been also very creative about how we've done this. We partnered with National Science Foundation to use their computing on a shared basis as much as possible. We've partnered with Department of Energy down in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Again, sharing data centers, facilities. And one of the things that we did is we actually, I think this is probably the first time I've heard of this in the government, is jointly went into buying what at the time was the largest supercomputer in the world.
Wow.
Titan, about 25 petaflops of computing. And we're able to share, and we still are sharing that computing between Department of Energy and NOAA to really push science.
Wow, when you talk big data, it sounds to me like
big data, big compute.
Yeah, big data. I mean, I like the way terms come about. I like the way cloud came about. I like big data. Big data is just a lot of data. I mean, it's got to be a whole lot of it, so we call it big data. But the fact is, you, in reality, at NOAA, I think. Now, what are some of the benefits you're seeing from the results of this? What are some of the benefits that are accruing to the American public or to NOAA itself?
Well, I think on the research side, where we've been focusing on is better seasonal predictions, particularly in precipitation. Precipitation predictions, including rain, snowfall, snow melt, river flows. They're crucial informations in terms of being able to manage that, to get the information out, where rivers might be flooding. Also, in terms of drought management. We've also made significant improvements in looking at our oceans. We run coupled models, Earth systems models, where the atmosphere and the oceans, they're coupled. And we're able to look at the food chain in the oceans. And I think this could also lead ultimately to improved aquaculture in terms of fish productions and fish yields. We've also made significant improvements in air pollution sources, identifying those, what that means in terms of environmental change, and a better understanding.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, terrific. See, I don't think a lot of people understand. I mean, a lot of people don't know the mission of NOAA. They understand how some of these programs translate into what they mean for the country.
Absolutely, and one of the things we've found is that it's all connected together. It's not just about the United States or the U.S. or North America, that pollution sources in Asia impact U.S. environment, and
right.
et cetera. So it's all tied together, and we've been able to run much larger models, much higher resolution, and
terrific.
Fantastic.
Good results. Thanks. Boy, that's exciting stuff. And any lessons learned you'd pass on to your peers here quickly? Anything you would mention that you learned along the way that you think is worth repeating?
Well, I think collaboration, communicating, sharing. I'm real big on sharing, and I think being bold. If you can imagine it, then go do it and give it a try.
I like it. I like it.
I think that it's one federal government. We ought to be working together on these really
There you
tough
go.
problems.
If you want to explore new lands, you got to have courage to lose sight of the shore.